In 1932, a Muslim woman named Sahabano married to a rich lawyer in Indore, Madhya Pradesh mein, and his name was Muhammad Ahmad Khan. And they had 5 children. And after 14 years of marriage, Muhammad Khan took a second wife. ठीक है? And after years of living together, when Sahabano was 62 years old, Khan Sahab will give her divorce and will not pay her any maintenance. Initially, the lawyer Ahmad Khan will pay her maintenance, but in 1978 he will stop paying her the monthly allowance 200 rupees. Sahabano, because she is old and had 5 children, she had no means of income, so she will file a case in local court. And in 1979, the local court in Indore will ask Khan to pay 25 rupees per month to Sahabano. So Sahabano used to get 200 rupees. Now local court given a verdict saying that कि आपको 25 रुपये देना पड़ेगा. So eventually Sahabano will go to High Court of Madhya Pradesh and she will file a revision petition. And the High Court will ask the lawyer Ahmad Khan to pay 179 rupees 20 paise per month as monthly allowance. So eventually Ahmad Khan will file a petition in Supreme Court saying that he is liable to pay maintenance only during the period of iddat. Iddat एक timeline है, and beyond that he is not liable to pay. But Supreme Court will uphold the High Court's decision. And in this, while giving verdict of this particular judgment, Supreme Court will give a strong remark and will ask the government of the day to come up with uniform civil code, because according to Supreme Court, because for different religion we have different personal laws. That's why that creates a lot of chaos as far as justice delivery is concerned. There will be a very much political uproar. And to get some political mileage, I think the Rajiv Gandhi government, they will come up with an amendment called Muslim Women Protection and Rights on Divorce Act 1986 mein. A Muslim man is liable to pay maintenance till the period of iddat. Beyond that he is not liable to pay. In 2001 Supreme Court के पास और एक case आएगा. That name of the case is Daniel Latif case. And in this one Supreme Court will give a pronouncement saying that a Muslim man is liable to pay maintenance beyond the period of iddat. ठीक है. But if you look at the broader structure, uniform civil code has been in the debate, and Uttarakhand government came up with uniform civil code as well recently. Goa mein we have uniform civil code, but it is more or less what we call the Portuguese civil code. Anyway, uniform civil code का मतलब क्या है? If you look at our civil life of an individual, if a Hindu and Muslim or a Christian commit similar crimes, they are liable for similar punishments. So we have equality before law in criminal matters. The criminal law does not discriminate what is your religion is. But if you look at our civil life, such as आपका marriage हो गया, divorce हो गया, inheritance, succession, property matters, ये सब जितने सारे हैं. The civil life of a Hindu is not equal to a Muslim, is not equal to a Christian. सबके लिए अलग अलग we have different personal laws for everyone. So that is an issue because it violates the concept of rule of law. Rule of law का principle क्या है? 2 things. First, that equality before law. That means everyone is equal in the eyes of law, and equal protection by law. That means the law will provide equal protection to people in equal situations. So these are the 2 principles being violated in our personal lives, because if you look at the civil life of a Hindu is not equal to a Muslim, is not equal to a Christian. जब कभी भी whenever there is a uniform civil code का जो debate आता है, usually क्या होता है शोर शराबा शुरू हो जाता है because religion is brought into the debate or discourse. But if you look at the data very closely, National Family Health Survey 5, I think 2020-21 का data, अगर वहाँ पे देखोगे आप, वन इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर इज पॉलीगैमी, दैट मीन्स ए मैन गोइंग फॉर मल्टीपल वाइफ्स. नाउ इफ यू लुक एट पॉलीगैमी, you will wonder that only if you look at the communities, the highest percentage we find polygamy in Christian communities, 2.1%, and followed by Muslim 1.9%, and then followed by Hindus 1.3%. But अगर आप देखोगे Christians following say polygamy, in fact a lot of Indian Christians are are essentially were tribals and converted into Christians. So if we are going to bring a uniform civil code, it is going to impact the tribal way of life and to a lesser degree to the Muslim way of life. That's what the debate is all about. And अगर आप scheduled tribe population देखोगे, near about 2.4% of the scheduled tribe population go for polygamy. And अगर आप if you look at the data closely, majority of the Christians or majority of our scheduled tribes or majority of our Muslims or Hindus are not going for polygamy. Only say 2%, below 2% इधर उधर थोड़ा, ठीक है. So majority of them are not going for polygamy. So what is the point of sticking to a law that has lost the sense of the time, ठीक है. So that is one issue. If you look at the world, specifically say I can give you some examples. If you look at टर्की या टूनिशिया जो कि मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड कंट्रीज़ हैं, वहाँ पे पॉलीगमी इज़ बैंड. इफ़ यू लुक एट से पाकिस्तान, इवन ईरान, if a man wants to go for second wife, the first wife has to go to the court and give a statement saying that I allow my husband to go for the second wife. So वहाँ पे भी इतना easy नहीं है, and we are pretty sure कि the first wife, why she will go to the court and allow her husband to have multiple wives. ये होने वाला नहीं है, ठीक है. So it is more or less regulated or restricted, but India में ऐसा नहीं है. So that is a major issue that we face in India. Why we should go for uniform civil code? And I think it is the time for India as a society, as a culture, as an economy to think about uniform civil code comprehensively, robustly, and we should go for uniform civil code. And I will give you exactly 4 or 5 most profound reasons why should we go for it. First and foremost, ये एक constitutional duty है. It is a constitutional obligation. And Article 44 of Constitution of India says that the government should bring uniform civil code. So एक constitutional duty या obligation हो गया. Second, Supreme Court in multiple judgments have asked the government to come up with uniform civil code. जैसे साहबानो केस हो गया, सरला मुद्गल केस हो गया. In this cases, Supreme Court multiple times asked the government of the day कि आप uniform civil code लाओ so that justice delivery becomes non-discriminatory. ठीक है. थर्ड पार्ट इज़, अगर आप डेटा देखोगे, द नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे डेटा देखोगे जो कि पॉलीगैमी के ऊपर एक डेटा था दैट आई टोल्ड यू, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ हिंदू मैन, मुस्लिम मैन या ट्राइबल मैन, दे आर नॉट प्रैक्टिसिंग पॉलीगैमी. सो ये इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट मच ऑफ इंडियंस इन एनी वे. नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज़, इफ़ यू सी, ये एक रिलीजन सेंट्रिक डिबेट नहीं है, बट it is against the idea of gender equality. So if we want to end gender based discrimination, then we should end all the personal laws and think of a uniform civil code which is which can be gender neutral. ठीक है. सो जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन एंड करने के लिए ये ज़रूरी है. नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज़, यूजुअली पीपल व्हेन द काउंटर आर्गूमेंट इज़ दैट कि इंडिया इज़ ए वेरी डाइवर्स कंट्री एंड इट इज़ ए वेरी इट्स ए कल्चरल कैलेडोस्कोप. बहुत ही डाइवर्सिटी है, डिफरेंट वे ऑफ लाइफ, डिफरेंट कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट्स आर देयर. सो वी शुड नॉट ट्राई टू ब्रिंग यूनिफॉर्मिटी इनटू इट. See, if you look at the civil life that is regulated, जैसे मैरिज हो गया, डिवोर्स हो गया, only part of our civil life is regulated, and uniform civil code will be bringing change in that aspect only. That's it. It's not going to change the whole culture, or it's not going to impact all aspects of the diversity. Another important aspect is diversity cannot be an excuse for discrimination. ये एक जेंडर बेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है, एंड इन द वेल ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी और इन द गार्ब ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी वी कैन नॉट परपेचुएट जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. सो दैट आर्गुमेंट इज काइंड ऑफ डज नॉट कैरी एनी वेट. And last and most important aspect is, whenever India is a secular country governed by constitution, and वी हैव कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी है, हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का कुछ एथिक्स है. So whenever there is a fight between religious ethics versus constitutional ethics, we have seen in multiple Supreme Court judgment में ट्रिपल तलाक ले लो या शबरीमला टेम्पल इशू ले लो, बहुत सारे ऐसे केसेस हैं जहाँ पे रिलीजन वर्सेस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का डिबेट हुआ है. एंड व्हेन एवर दैट there is a religion versus constitution, we know that because we are a modern, we are trying to build a modern democratic progressive society and country, and that is the reason why constitutional ethics will stand higher than the religious ethics. So that is another ground why we should think about uniform civil code comprehensively. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Thank you.